Hey guys, Jacob from Fowlers World here, and I am here to tell you about our NCAA men's basketball tournament bracket challenge. What we've done is me and Mark of Fowlers World, we've decided to do a challenge of sorts. What he did was he picked a bracket going off stats and who's the better team and who he thinks will win, and all the right way. Me, what I had to do was I had to fill out a bracket using nothing but a quarter. Yes, I coin flipped an entire bracket. So what I'm going to do is take a few minutes and just tell you about our picks, how much different they are, where they're similar. This is going to be a very short and simple video as the tournament actually starts tomorrow. So without further ado, let's start with the first four. At the time of recording this, the second day, the first four is happening, and we already know some we done right and some we done wrong. But anyway, let's get into this. In the West region, the first four, 11 seed, we both have Rutgers winning that matchup. Sticking with the first four, in the East, for a 12 seed, we both have Indiana winning. Alright, now we're going to head to the South, and playing for a 16 seed, we both have Bryant winning. In the Midwest, we actually disagreed on this one. My coin brought up Texas A&M Corpus Christi, and he picked Texas Southern, 16 seeds. Now, so my coin and his gut feelings pretty much agreed on the first four. There was that one difference, but that's actually kind of surprising. I didn't even realize that. Alright, let's head to the West region first. We have Gonzaga and Georgia State. Now, okay, one thing I do need to bring up right here, talking about one seeds. I did allow myself to bring all one seeds to the second round, since in the history of the NCAA tournament, only one 16 has ever beat a one seed. So let's get into this. In the West, we both have Gonzaga beating Georgia State. We both have, that was the 116, Gonzaga over Georgia State, 116. In the 9-8 matchup in the West, we both have Memphis. We both have Memphis, which is the 9 seed. In the 5-12 matchup in the West, UConn versus New Mexico State, we both have UConn. These things are starting to match more than I thought they were. That's actually a surprise. Then in the 4-13 in the West, we both have Arkansas. The 6-11, which we already decided was Rutgers as your 11 here. We both have Alabama beating Rutgers to move to the second round in the 6-11 matchup. In the 3-14 matchup is Texas Tech and Montana State. We both have Texas Tech. The 7-10 matchup in the West is Michigan State and Davidson. We both have Michigan State winning. Here's the big difference, though. The two 15 matchup. He rightfully, well, we don't know if he rightfully picked it. I guess an upset could happen, but he went with number 2 Duke. My coin flip came up Cal State Fulton. So I was forced to take 15th seed Cal State Fulton into round 2. I'm not complaining because that's the challenge. So out of the first round in the West, we only didn't come up to the same opinion once. Wow. That's really surprising because I thought my coin flips were unlucky a few times. I mean, obviously, I have a 15 beating a 2, which doesn't happen that often. All right, second round West region. Gonzaga, Memphis. We both have Gonzaga moving on, and that's a 1-9 matchup. Then we have a 5-4 matchup with UConn and Arkansas. Both of us have Arkansas moving to the Sweet 16. Then we have a 6-3 with Alabama and Texas Tech. I have number 3 Texas Tech moving on. He has number 6 Alabama moving on. Well, for me, it's a 7-15 Michigan State, Cal State, Fulton. I have Michigan State moving on. He has Michigan State and Duke, which would be a 7-2. And he has Duke moving on to the Sweet 16. So once again, these things are more similar than I thought. We both have in the Sweet 16 in the West. We both have a 1-4 matchup with Gonzaga and Arkansas. I have Arkansas winning and moving to the Elite 8. And he has Gonzaga winning and moving to the Elite 8. The other Sweet 16 matchup in the West, I have Texas Tech and Michigan State, which is 3-7, and my coin brought up Michigan State, the 7 seed, to the Elite 8. So, and he has Alabama Duke, a 6-2, and he has Duke moving to the Elite 8. Our Elite 8s in the West, I have 4 Arkansas versus 7 Michigan State. I have Arkansas winning the West region and making it to the Final Four as a 4 seed. He has Gonzaga versus Duke, a 1-2 out of the West. He has Gonzaga winning the West and making the Final Four. All right, now we're going to move to the East. In the East region, your 1 seed is Baylor. We both have Baylor beating 16 seed Norfolk State. In your 8-9 matchup, you have North Carolina and Marquette. I have Marquette, the 9 seed, and he has North Carolina, the 8 seed. The 5-12 in the East is St. Mary's versus we decided Indiana. My coin came up 5 seed St. Mary's. He went with the upset in Indiana, a 12 seed. Your 4-13 in the East is UCLA versus Akron. The coin flip resulted in Akron, the 13 seed, moving on, whereas he picked UCLA, the 4 seed. The 6-11 matchup in the East is Texas versus Virginia Tech. My coin flips resulted in 6-seeded Texas moving on. He took 11-seeded Virginia Tech. Okay. Now we have the 314, Purdue and Yale. My coin says 3 Purdue. He also says 3 Purdue. So we agree on that one. The 7-10 matchup is Murray State and San Francisco. My coin said San Francisco, a 10 seed. And he also said San Francisco, the 10 seed. And your 2-15 matchup in the East is number 2 Kentucky and 15 St. Peter's. We both have the number 2 seed Kentucky Wildcats moving on. That is the East region's first round. Moving to the second round, I have Baylor and Marquette, a 1-9 matchup. My coin chose Marquette. So Baylor, the 1 seed and defending national champion, would be knocked out in the second round on my bracket, whereas 9 Marquette would move to the Sweet 16. Whereas he has Baylor versus North Carolina, a 1-8, and he has Baylor moving to the Sweet 16. Next matchup, I have St. Mary's a 5 and Akron a 13. My coin went Akron, so I have a 13 seed in the Sweet 16. His next second round matchup is Indiana a 12 seed and UCLA the 4 seed. He has UCLA to the Sweet 16. Next, I have Texas a 6 seed and Purdue a 3 seed. My coin went Texas, the 6 seed, to move on. He has Virginia Tech an 11 seed and the same Purdue, a 3 seed. He has Purdue, the 3 seed, in the Sweet 16. Lastly, in the second round in the East, we have San Francisco for both of us versus Kentucky for both of us. And we both take Kentucky into the second round as the number 2 seed. East, Sweet 16, I have Marquette versus Akron, which is a 9-13, and Marquette winning. He has UCLA Baylor, which is a 1-4, and he has number 4 UCLA moving to the Elite 8. I have Texas a 6 versus Kentucky a 2, and I have Texas moving to the Elite 8, which is a 6. He has Purdue a 3 and Kentucky a 2 in the Sweet 16. He has Purdue winning and moving to the Elite 8 as a 3 seed. My Elite 8 in the East looks like this. Marquette a 9 versus Texas a 6. My coin came up Marquette. So Marquette wins the Eastern region and moves on to the Final Four. He has UCLA a 4 versus Purdue a 3. He has UCLA a 4 seed, winning the East region and moving to the Final Four. Alright, that's the complete left side of the bracket. I'm surprised we're matching as much as we did. This is really shocking because I haven't compared our brackets yet. I was there when he filled his out, but I haven't compared them yet. My coin, I thought, was making terrible decisions, but some of those decisions, he's agreed with me. So it was either a really lucky coin flip or he's just, his gut's not picking right, just like my coin wasn't flipping right. But anyway, let's move on to the South region. First round matchups, we have Arizona and we both decided on Bryant as the 16 seed. Number 1 Arizona, for both of us, beats number 16 Bryant and moves to the second round. Then you find 8 seed Seton Hall versus 9 seed TCU. We both have the 8 seed Seton Hall moving on to the second round. We find Houston, a 5 seed, versus UAB, a 12 seed. And we both have 12 UAB beating 5 Houston in the first round. Then we have 4 Illinois and 13 Chattanooga. This is where this side of the bracket's going to differ for us for the first time. My coin brings 13 Chattanooga to the second round. He goes with 4 Illinois. Next, your 6-11 in the South finds Colorado State versus Michigan. I have 11 Michigan moving on, and he also has 11 Michigan moving on. Your 3-14 in the South is Tennessee versus Longwood. He has 3 Tennessee, and my coin was really mean to me, and I took 14 Longwood. So, thanks for that, coin. Yeah. Alright, your 7-10 in the South. 7 Ohio State versus 10 Loyola Chicago. I have 10 Loyola Chicago. He has 7 Ohio State. Though he feels that one might be a good game. So that one could be up in the air. I don't know. In your final game in the first round of the South region, you have 2 Villanova versus 15 Delaware. We both have 2 Villanova moving to the second round. Second round in the South region, you have Arizona versus Seton Hall for both of us, a 1-8. We both have Arizona moving to the Elite 8. The Sweet 16. Trying to get ahead of myself. Next in the South, I have 12 UAB versus 13 Chattanooga, and he has 12 UAB versus 4 Illinois. On my bracket, 12 UAB moves to the Sweet 16. On his bracket, 4 Illinois moves to the Sweet 16. Then on my bracket, you have 11 Michigan versus 14 Longwood. And he has 11 Michigan versus Tennessee. I have 11 Michigan beating Longwood. He has 3 Tennessee beating Michigan. So I put Michigan in the Sweet 16. He puts Tennessee in the Sweet 16. Next on my bracket, I have 10 Loyola Chicago versus 2 Villanova. I have 2 Villanova making the Sweet 16. He has 7 Ohio State versus 2 Villanova. He has 2 Villanova making the Sweet 16. Now, for the Sweet 16, I have 1 Arizona versus 12 UAB. I have Arizona moving to the Elite 8. He has 1 Arizona versus 4 Illinois. He also has 1 Arizona in the Elite 8. I have 11 Michigan versus 2 Villanova. I put 2 Villanova in the Elite 8. He has 3 Tennessee versus 2 Villanova. He also has 2 Villanova in the Elite Eight. In the Elite Eight, I have 1 Arizona beating 2 Villanova. Arizona wins the South region and moves to the Final Four. On his bracket, he also has Arizona beating 2 Villanova, winning the South region and moving to the Final Four. So we both have the same Final Four in the South region. Alright, one more region, and then we can do the Final Four and National Champion. In the Midwest region, your 1 seed is Kansas. I went with Texas. My coin went with Texas A&M CC. He went with Texas Southern. We both have 1 Kansas moving to the second round. In the 8-9, we have San Diego State in 8 and number 9, Creighton. My coin went San Diego State. He went with Creighton. The 5-12 in the Midwest is Iowa's the 5, Richmond's the 12. I have 5 Iowa in the second round. He also has the 5 Iowa in the second round. Your 4-13 matchup is 4 Providence and 13 South Dakota State. My coin went 13 South Dakota State. He went 4 Providence. Your 6-11 in the Midwest is LSU is 6 versus Iowa State in 11. I have Iowa State in the second round. He has LSU in the second round. The 3-14 in the Midwest is 3 Wisconsin, 14 Colgate. I have 14 Colgate. He has 3 Wisconsin. The 7-10 in the Midwest is 7 seed USC and 10 seed Miami. We both have 7 seed USC beating 10 seed Miami. Final first round matchup of the tournament. We have Auburn a 2 seed and Jacksonville State a 15 seed. We both have Auburn advancing to the second round. Second round action in the Midwest region. I have Kansas versus San Diego State. He has Kansas versus Creighton. We both have Kansas moving to the Sweet 16. Next, I have Iowa versus South Dakota State. He has Iowa versus Providence. I have 5 Iowa in the Sweet 16. He has 4 Providence in the Sweet 16. All right. Next, I have Iowa State in 11 versus Colgate of 14. I have Iowa State moving on to the Sweet 16. He has 6 LSU and 3 Wisconsin. He has 6 LSU moving to the Sweet 16. Finally, we both have USC and Auburn, a 7-2 matchup. I have USC beating Auburn, and he has Auburn beating USC to move to the Sweet 16. So once again, I have USC in the Sweet 16. He has Auburn in the Sweet 16. Your Midwest Sweet 16 looks like this. I have number 1 Kansas beating number 5 Iowa. He has number 1 Kansas beating number 4 Providence to move on to the Elite 8. In the other Sweet 16 matchup, I have number 7 USC beating number 11 Iowa State to move to the Elite 8. Whereas he has number 2 Auburn beating number 6 LSU to move to the Elite 8. In my Elite 8 in the Midwest, I have number 7 USC beating number 1 Kansas to move to the Final Four and win the Midwest region. Where he has number 1 Kansas beating number 2 Auburn to win the Midwest and move to the Final Four. So once again, guys, these brackets are a lot similar than I would have thought, being mine's luck-based and his is actual research and development and all that jazz. Okay, Final Four time. I have number 4 Arkansas versus number 9 Marquette. I have number 4 Arkansas winning the left side of the Final Four bracket and advancing to the national championship. He has number 1 Gonzaga versus number 4 UCLA. He has number 1 Gonzaga moving on to the national championship, winning the left side of the bracket. On the right side, I have number 1 Arizona versus number 7 USC. I have number 1 Arizona winning the right side of the bracket and playing for a national championship. He has number 1 Arizona versus number 1 Kansas. He has Kansas winning the right side of the bracket and playing for a national championship. And finally, the national championship game. I have number 4 Arkansas versus number 1 Arizona. And my coin toss has determined that the number 1 seed out of the South region, Arizona Wildcats, will win the national championship. Whereas he has number 1 Gonzaga versus number 1 Kansas. He has determined that the number 1 overall seed Gonzaga will win the national championship after falling just short last year to the hands of the Baylor Bears. So that's it, guys. That's our bracket and our luck versus research challenge. We're going to make another video at the end of this season to discuss what we thought about these picks and what we thought of the tournament overall. We look forward to seeing you there. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Hope you enjoy the tournament. And God bless, guys. Bye-bye.